Well, hey everyone, this is Carrie back with Family eBiz, and I am super excited to be here today. We're going to be talking about 5 things you must have to get to the next level or just to get started. And so we're going to just dive right in. Let me get this thing so it'll move. Today, what I want to do is show you exactly what you need in place to go from feeling overwhelmed, confused, and unsure. One reason I use those words, those are the words that I keep hearing from some of our Family eBiz students. I am confused. I'm not sure what to do next. And that's one reason we're talking today. So I want to help you go from feeling overwhelmed, confused, or unsure about how to take your business to the next level to feeling confident as you move forward to make a consistent income online. Today, what you'll discover is our 5-step process to find customers who buy quickly. It's really not enough to make some products and put them in your online store. That's what a lot of my mastermind people were telling me. Well, it's in my store. I'm like, yes, but what are you doing to market? We're going to talk about that. Where do you find your customers and what can you do to move them from being a reader to a buyer? We're going to talk about why it's not enough to just want to get to the next level or want to get started. You need to know if you're really cut out to be an entrepreneur. My 10-point business get to the next level checklist. If you can confidently tick all the boxes, you may need, if you can't confidently check them all off, you may need to sort of reassess what you are doing. We're going to share 8 support systems that you cannot live without, especially if you're a fledgling business, and why building your email list is more important than ever. I left that word out. It's really my #1 strategy to turn readers into buyers. Now, if you have not gotten the handout, you can go to familyebiz.com/5things handout. It's actually in the chat, so you can just click the link in the chat and get the handout. If you can download it and print it out, that would be even better. And if you stay with me until the end, decide to work with me in getting your business to the next level or get started on the right track, I'm going to give you an opportunity to get your hands on a special bonus that I've added to our Boost course. I'll give you all the details at the end of class. Now, one thing I am going to do, and it'll just be random throughout the class, is I'm going to give away our 2-step marketing success system. And these are some printables. And if you can work through these printables, it's 2 steps to really get your marketing off the ground and really focus on being successful with your marketing. And I think, anyway, it sells for $20. The way I will award these is just randomly through the class. I'll just choose someone that's written a comment. So if you're interested in that, leave a comment and we will do that. Now, just to remind you, the best thing you can do, I know it's hard if you have kids at home, but is to try to reduce the distractions. Turn off your cell phone, shut down all the windows on your computer because that can bounce you off. Close your devices, and if possible, shut the door. Not always easy with kids. And again, if you want to get the handout, the link is in the chat or familyebiz.com/5things handout. Now, I was going to ask you a question. It's supposed to be on a slide. I forgot to add it. What do you think, and you can leave this in the chat, are the most important pages that you need to have on your website? We're going to start off practical. Then we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in our mind and our perspective. And then we're going to end on some practical notes as well. What do you think are the most important pages that you can have? And you can leave a message in the chat and let me know. Let me just tell you, I did a little research and I known some of this from, this is Neil Patel. He has a keyword search engine, Ubersuggest. He says the 4 most important pages are your homepage, your About Me page, your blog, and your Contact Us. Most of us automatically quickly think, yep, homepage, that makes sense. And blog, yeah, of course, those are important. I'm not so sure about my About Me page or Contact Us. Really, over time, I have realized the About Me page is usually one of the most visited pages on your website. So we are going to talk about that. And what I want to do is give you a little activity that you could use to actually get this About Me page up and going. I am in the process of redoing mine. It has parts of this, but it doesn't have all of it. I'm actually in the process of redoing my entire homeschool website. So hopefully this summer, it'll all be brand new. All right, about me. It's really not about you. It's about your reader, really. Why? Because your person is coming to find out who you are, and you need to tell them how you can help them. That is the purpose of the About Me page. So step one, you need to tell your story. How did you get where you are? How will you help your reader? And your accomplishments. Be humble. Don't just, I mean, I would go on and on, but things that relate to whatever your niche is. You know, I will tell my story about homeschooling and how I was never going to start homeschooling, but I am here and I'm going to journey with you. So pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee, and let's get going. I want to show you how you can encourage your kids to love learning. Something real quick and easy. And then I might tell if I've spoken at an event or a book that I've written. So that is it. That tell your story. It can be long, but I would really encourage you to keep it to just maybe 2 paragraphs. And because people want to be able, they're going to skim and you need to get it down. But really, you need to think, you know who you are, you know how you got to where you are, and hopefully you are starting to realize how you're helping your readers. Next, we want to add an image, and then we want to add an offer, you know, and we're going to talk about freebies and lead magnets. But if this is a very visited page, why not add a freebie there? All right. And so that's a great place to do it. We'll talk about that later. Now, what I'd like to know from you is, and you can leave it in the chat, will you commit to completing the 3 steps to publish your About Me page? And you should be able to do that this week. It shouldn't take too long. So if so, give me a yes in the chat. I would love to know who's going to take me up on this little challenge, little activity. And it really is an important page. The homepage is a little more involved, and you can do the other ones, but this is something that you should be able to do pretty quickly. Thank you, Stephanie, for doing that. That sounds great. All right, well, let me tell you that you're in the right place if you're a stay-at-home mom who wants to start an online business, but you're confused what to do next. You're not sure where to start, what's most important to start making money. Or maybe you're a blogger or an online business owner who's barely making any money or only a part-time income. You're trying to figure out how can you get to a full-time income, and too often you find yourself chasing the shiny object. I've been there. Or you're confused about who to follow because everyone says they've got your answers. Or who do you listen to and what do you do in what order? Or maybe you're an empty nester. You're wanting to do something significant to help others and you think online is going to do it, but you're unsure if your idea is really viable. Or if you're a single mom or dad who needs to make this work just to support your family, and going online will give you the freedom to spend time with your kids and work from home, you're in the right place. Let me know in the chat which one you are. All right. I'd love to know that so that as I'm going through, I can sort of tweak this to what we were. Like yesterday, almost everyone was an empty nester. And we have another empty nester here. There's Lori. Thank you. So, and Lori, you were so proactive in this that I would like to give you our 2-step system. I'll put your name down here. If you want to send me your email, you can direct chat it to me, or you can, if you want to put it in the chat, it doesn't matter, but just let me know your email and I will send you that. And Stephanie is a single mom or dad who needs help supporting their family, and Rose is a stay-at-home mom. We got all of them. That's awesome. Okay, well, no matter which one you are, I am here to support you. I want to help you with different ideas. Now, some of you may know me, some of you don't, so I always try to introduce myself. And this is my family. We've had online business, not online, we've had family businesses since 1985. Steve opened Beck Construction back in 1985. In 2002, I went online and I started something called Curriculum Connection. Basically, I resold other people's books, different curriculum. We would go to book shows as well. So the online part wasn't quite as big. And then we moved to Idaho in 2004 and we couldn't take that construction company with us. And so Steve went online and supported us completely online for 4 years while he went to seminary up there. He started by teaching teens how to start their own business. And then he realized he started really making money just online doing different things. So he started teaching families how they could go online, thus the name Family eBiz. Now, I will tell you, it is very true because all of my kids were involved in our business at one time or another. Hunter's the baby. Right now, he's the only one that has his own business. His first client was in Hawaii. But in college, he ran our shipping department, did our bookkeeping, all sorts of things like that. Ashley is our oldest. She did a lot of our behind the scenes. She worked on websites. She would arrange our travel. She would be the liaison between us and the hotel. We used to host in-person conferences for family businesses, and she would be the liaison. She actually did an internship with a lady who that was her job. And so Ashley learned all the tricks and tips of working with the hotel. Ashley is married to Jesse. They have Faith and Elizabeth. Faith just got baptized on Sunday. What an awesome day it was. And then Gentry is our middle daughter. She's married to Andrew. They have Landry and Deacon here. Deacon's a happy little baby, even though he doesn't look like it in there. And he's turning 1 this summer. Anyway, Gentry ran our shipping department and did some of our booking. She had shipping in high school. In college, she did shipping and all our bookkeeping. And she did that while still playing softball and basketball as well. The other thing that they all did is when we would go to a book fair, they would run our booth. Steve and I could go speak at our workshops. They knew enough about what we had and they could sell that. Now, Hunter on the way home from one of our weekend conferences said, I'm so glad Mr. Basak was here. I'm like, well, why? Because I just made an extra $200. You see, we at the book show, they got a percentage of our profits. Now, I don't know if it was exactly $200, but it was something like that. And he started to understand business because one, we paid our kids well for the work that they did, and we gave them different incentives. You know, we didn't pay them by the hour to work in our booths. We said, whatever our profits are, each one of you will get the same amount of percentage. And to be honest, I don't even remember what it is. So that's sort of where we're coming from. Around 2010 or 12, I opened How to Homeschool My Child. It became more of a digital product thing. We were still selling IEW and shipping it, but now today it's digital products, digital courses, digital support groups, digital events. And I've already told you about how all the kids have worked in our business. And it is a full-time income right now. So can you imagine if you could wake up each morning excited about your work? Know you're making a difference for your readers. Know exactly what you do today will grow your business. That you're passionate about your niche and those you work with. You have a marketing plan. You know what to do first and what to do next. And you have the freedom to do what you are called to do. How would this affect you right now? Leave something in the chat and let me know if any of these were true. How would that affect you or your life or your family right now? I know it has given me a lot of freedom. Excuse me. And I'm going to tell my story in just a minute and tell you about the freedom that I have. But let me just back up and say this class, 5 things. I want to provide a foundation so you can set up a business with much automation that takes time, but to give you the freedom to work from anywhere, doing the work that you are called to do and helping others as you serve and sell. That's where we're headed. If you're into any of these things of serving and selling or freedom, leave something in the chat and let me know as well. And Rose just said, excitement, freedom, and passion. I love that. Rose, if you'll send me your email, I will give you one of those 2-step marketing systems as well. All right, if you're like me, you want to know where we're going. This is what we're covering the rest of the time. I'm going to share my story in a little more detail. I want to give you a perspective, mindset on how to get to the next level, viability and research for your business ideas. It's really 8 support systems. I just kept going. Strong foundation to move forward, and then a well-planned marketing system. So you can see, we started with the practical ideas of how you could edit your About Me page and get it up and going. And then we're going to end with the practical marketing ideas as well. Well, my story is that 2 years ago, I lost half my income. And although I had an online business from about 2010 to 2020, it was a hobby business. Everything online was just a hobby business. But, and so I knew the marketing ideas, but I knew I had to do some educating myself because things had changed. I mean, Facebook wasn't anywhere where it was. I don't even think Pinterest and Instagram even existed back in 2010. So I knew these things needed to be done, but I wasn't sure, would this really work for me? Why would people buy from me? I still have that question. Why are people buying from me? I had to really overcome some mindset issues. I don't know if you've ever heard of imposter syndrome, but that was what I was walking through. But I also knew that if I wanted to do this, I needed to get going and just dig in. And I had some long days. There were days I would work 10 or 11 hours those first several months just to get this going. And I stumbled and fell. There were weeks I made zero, and then there were weeks that were very profitable. Well, now it's a full-time income for the online business. I have the freedom to go help with my grandkids when they need it. Ashley and Gentry both work. Ashley works full-time, Gentry works part-time, and Gentry plans her work around her kids' schedule. But there are times her husband, about every other month, has to be out of town. And so on those times, I just was there 2 weeks ago. She needed me on a Sunday afternoon because they were awarding 15 of their Chick-fil-A students. She works for a Chick-fil-A scholarships. And the only time they could get them all together is Sunday because Chick-fil-A is closed. So I drove up Sunday morning, watched her kids, came back. She was home all day Monday and then work. Tuesday night, she had an event. Her husband was gone the whole time. I had the freedom to go up there, help take care of the kids when she needed it, and take my business along with me because the kids go to preschool on Tuesday and Thursday. And so Tuesday, I could work and get my work done. Monday, we went to the library together. And then I went to a coffee shop while they were taking their naps so I could get a little bit of work done. So freedom is a huge reason that I am online and I wanted this to work. I had the freedom to go visit Hunter last fall in Hawaii and spent 10 days there. And for the most part, it was a vacation, but there were days it rained all one day. So we worked and I worked at that time. But I think it's really important that we see that a lot of it starts in our mind. And when I have a big reason why, my reason is freedom, it is to make money, but there's a bigger reason. I want the freedom to be able to be with my kids and be able to help them when they need to and do that alongside them. So if you're not growing or getting to the next level or stuck trying to get started, I think you need to take a step back and be sure you're started on the right path. So we're going to go through these 5 things, but stay with me. They start with the foundation and the mindset, and then we move to some practical strategies. Both are super, super important. So number 1, and the handout link is in the chat in case you don't have that. Number 1, a clear, strong reason born out of passion, not luck. What do I mean by this? I mean that you have a business idea you're so passionate about, you eat, sleep, and drink and dream about doing it. You have a burning desire to help a specific group of people. And the conviction you know how to help them. You have specific goals for your brand and your business and a viable business plan that spells out clearly how you're going to reach these goals. So think about it. Do you have a passion about what your idea is? Erin, let me just tell you her story. She said that as soon as her first baby was born, she knew corporate was not for her. Climbing that ladder meant squat when it was compared to not having time with her new baby. She said, at first, I just spent some time waiting around, hoping something would magically happen. And then she got serious about affecting a change. She found this thing called business coaching. And she said it was like the world cracked open in front of me. This is what she said she was put here to do. You can read these kinds of stories on so many successful coaches about pages. See, it's important. If you go read successful people, you will hear stories like that. You'll find statements like that. They have a clear mission. They identify the exact type of person they know they can help. And they tell a story, like I told you to put on your About Me page, that is similar to the people that they're helping. That's why people are going to connect with you. Passion is vital. Can you see how passion will make it easier when you have those rough days also? If you can, let me know in the chat as well. But let me say, a business dream is not necessarily a business idea. It's just the starting of a business idea. You either need an overwhelming, strong goal or a consuming passion. Really, both would be better, the passion and the goal. Because remember, passion will help you persevere where others fail. I work with our Life Skills Leadership Summit with a local group called Unbound. They are fighting against human trafficking. And I'm going to tell you, if they try to do something and they fail or it doesn't work, they are not going to quit. They are so passionate about what they are doing. Now, you may not be at that level or what they are, but think about it. What is your passion? Is this something you've always wanted to do? Why? Getting to the root of why you want to go it alone is another step where you can more closely define what makes you stand out. And if you want to succeed, you must stand out. There needs to be something special about you that makes the right people, the ones you know you can help, choose you over the other 50,000 business coaches like Erin. For me, I will just tell you, I help people in the homeschool niche. I help people with family business. Some things that make me stand out are I am a Christian. I am a faith-based person, and I share that. I attract people that are of that same mindset. And that's a good thing. You know, the other people may get mad at me. I don't know, but I can do that. I also have a passion about leadership education, and people that want to do something that's not a textbook, they are attracted to me. If they want to follow a textbook, they go follow someone else. So if I can be really specific about what I am passionate about, those people that have a similar passion will begin to follow me. And that is how we begin to stand out from someone. Think about it. How are you standing out? If you know, leave something in the comment. How do you stand out from the rest of your niche? Now, if you're having trouble coming up with some sort of idea, here are some things that you might consider. What is your most effective and natural way of helping people? What do you do for fun? What do you have experience with and you do it really well that you take for granted? What do others ask you for help with a lot? And what has no one else thought of in this area? If you have an answer, leave it in the chat. You know, maybe some of these questions will help you go. I would come back to this page in the workbook, and if you're not sure about it, and write down the obvious business ideas when you answer these questions, and then put it away. Let's see, put it away for 2 or 3 days. Let those ideas gel, come back to it, and then you're probably going to be able to really nail down something's going to stand out. So I think that's important. I will tell you that we offer a process just like this in a resource called Brainstorm Your Business. And it's just an ebook that takes you through some different charts and questions to really nail down what it is, what niche you need to go in. And so you're like, well, does it need to be specialized? Specialized really is a good thing because specializing means unique. Unique means you stand out. And that's what we need to do. So I know if you already have a business, you may be going, I already have this business. That's great. But if you're stuck and not getting to the next level, you may need to go back and see if you're really as passionate about this as you might think as well. So number 1, you have a clear, strong reason born out of passion and not luck. Number 2, a well-researched idea that stands out. Now let's dig into this standing out, because emotion is a wonderful fuel for the engine, but you need a strong, well-oiled engine and a very sound vehicle to put it in for your vehicle to run, for your business to run. So I'm going to share my 10-point checklist, and that's also on the handout. So let's go through these and just talk quickly about them. These are things you should have in place. If you are stuck or you're not getting started, you need to maybe look at some of these and make sure that you have them in place. You need a demand for your services or products among a paying market. If you do a Google keyword search or whatever, and all you see are freebies, that may not be the best market. You need to see that people are actually paying for information or for courses or products in that area. You need a clear idea of who you're serving and how you're serving them. This is your ideal customer. It's not the most fun place to get started, but it is so necessary. That's a really good idea. I was looking down the chat. Rose said she may have to ask her husband and close friends these questions. That's a great idea, to ask some of these other people that are close to you and see what they have to say. That's back on choosing your niche. All right, you need a business plan that includes how much income you need to make. If you're going to go part-time, how much do you need to make? If you're going to go full-time, and then we need to work with that. For me, the next one, a plan for growth and expansion. This means it's scalable. For me, in the beginning, it was just a big mishmash. With leadership education, I wrote an ebook, I sold it. I actually printed it and sold it too. Then I started combining some videos and workshops I did and bundled them all together, but no one would use them. They buy it, but not use it. I was like, about 3 or 4 years ago, I think I need a course. So I took all that information and turned it into a 12-week course. And that did okay, but 12 weeks is a long time. And so that plan for growth is hard. Finally, in the last 2 years, really in the last year, I now have a plan. I have redone my course to a 6-week course. I launch it 3 times a year. And then I have 2 events. Now that I have done them, it's wash, rinse, repeat, and I can continue to grow my business. You need a mission statement of where you're headed, a tracking system. In other words, some way to keep track of your expenses and income. I was actually a little surprised last fall when I was talking to some of my new mastermind members, and they said the way they keep track of the money is they just keep the emails for expenses. And I thought, oh my goodness, I would never know what was going on. I'm always missing an email. You need to have some kind of tracking system, a place to work in your house. You need adequate capital and assets. Now, we'll talk about money in a minute, but what I'm talking about is you need a computer, internet connection, software services, an email service provider. Those are some of the things you need, and you need to have thought through. You may have all of these done, yay. You need a financial plan, a budget, and a source of income. Not always the most fun thing to do, but it is necessary. And then finally, evidence that your idea is viable. Evidence that your idea is viable. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Rose asked a question, can you advise about the tracking system? You could do it on paper. I'll show you a planner at the end of this that you could use. I personally use QuickBooks, and Thursday mornings are generally my QuickBooks day. It may be an hour or maybe 2 or 3. It just depends on what I need to get done. But I use QuickBooks. I mean, it doesn't take that long. I also, another thing, business checking account, business credit card. I reconcile those every month, because if I reconcile them, I find the things that are missing. So even if you just reconcile your bank account and your credit card, that's a huge step in the right direction. And that you actually have a separate one for your business. It's not personal. Okay, let's talk about this. Is there a paying market? Is there evidence? Is it viable? So here are some questions that you could ask. Are you going to be overcharging in a saturated or cash poor market? So people don't have money to spend, that may not be the best place to go. Or are you undercharging and you have high-end clients? Are you comfortable with the amount that you are charging? If so, or if not, why or why not? Is this really a competitive price? Prices are all different, and you need to pay attention to that. People thought I was crazy when I changed my leadership course price. It used to be $47.57, and in January, I started charging $197. And yes, I still had sales. I actually, well, obviously I made more money, but I made sales. I probably had about as many people buying at 197 as I did 47.57. Now there were some strategies that went into that, but price is very fluid. What benefits can you bring, or advantages, disadvantages do you have compared to your competitors? This is important that you do have competitors. If you don't, that may not be, no one may need your product or service. So now where do we go look? A few places you can do. You can go on Google. I would do more keyword searching, and I would really look to see if people are paying for whatever you're searching on in your market. The other thing I would encourage you is to go to Facebook and join some groups, not to sell them, to build relationships and network and listen and be of service to them and find out what people are buying in your niche and see what the pricing is and see if that's comfortable to you. So number one, clear, strong reason born out of passion, a well-researched idea that stands out. Number three is an active support system. You see, the right support system can reduce your learning curve and get you to the next level much sooner and give you a boost up. This really could be your sticking point, could be why you're stuck, or maybe why you haven't even gotten started if you don't have support in place. So let's look at some of these. The first one is a coach. Yes, having a coach, one who's been there where you're starting at and they have succeeded, who has all the kinds of contacts, resources, and tips, and has some of the best ways to help you accelerate your success, leverage your support system. You need to be able to afford that coach, so you do need to budget for it. But I think it's important that you know what type of coach. Two that come to mind when it's coming to business is a life coach and a business coach. A business coach is going to help you with strategy. A life coach is going to help you with that mindset, that imposter syndrome. I have a life coach. In fact, I met with her last week because I had some personal relationship issues I needed to talk through. And she's really good at just walking me through and asking questions and helping me get my mind speaking truth to myself. But I've also hired business coaches too. In fact, I had a business coach last fall to help me redo the course that I was doing. Well, I have also been a coach to some of you as well. Michelle is one of those people that took me up on coaching. She did a call with me and she told the rest of the affiliates for our homeschool business that she had just gotten off a call with me and told them this was such a great wealth of information that now I am ready to promote. I know exactly what I'm going to do. The funny thing is, she went on to hire me for 6 more weeks when she launched her product. So every week we would get on Zoom and we would talk through. We talked about what she had gotten done and what she didn't and where she was stuck, and just work through that as well. Peer groups. These could be local organizations, profession-specific organizations. I'm a member of a local women's entrepreneurs group called We Women Entrepreneur. And that's great to be somewhere else besides online. Forums, Facebook groups, mastermind groups. And I've mentioned mastermind a few times. You know, Steve and I, back in 2008 to 12, we were part of a mastermind and we paid $10,000 a year to be a part of it. And it was well worth every penny we spent. We had to travel 3 times a year to DC or North Carolina, depending on which one we were in. It was a lot of money, but it was well worth it. And I now host some mastermind groups. Luckily for y'all, they're less than $100 a month. And so it's a chance that every month we get together. Now, both of those groups were set up completely different, but they are chances that we work as a group and we help each other. Justina's one of my mastermind members, and she's told me growing as a solopreneur is slow and steady, but she's now seeing the growth. She said that the guidance she is getting from me and from the mastermind group has allowed her to launch new products. This is just this year, 2022. Launch new products, add affiliates to help me sell products, do a live one-day event, and launch her membership. She is busy. But she said because of the mastermind group, the support she got, she was able to do those things. You might have family and friends that you could help you that are interested. And even if you start a blog, your blog readers could do that as well. Some other support groups are a mentor. What's the difference between a coach and a mentor? A mentor is more long-term. They are someone that's going to keep an eye on you and show you how to do things and help in a more hands-on way. Another thing you need are income sources. So you may need a loan. I hope not. I tell people grow into your business. Don't blow into it. Grow gradually. And that's what I've always done. The only time I took a loan out was when we started Curriculum Connection, and I borrowed $5,000 from Steve. So I was borrowing money from our savings. I borrowed it from Beck Construction. And so that was how I got started. But we needed inventory, real live books. And that's what I spent that money on and then paid him back. If you're a teenager on this, you might need your parents to help you out a little bit. So you need to have some kind of income source to be able to get started. Service providers, what I mean by that? Well, you're going to need an email service provider. I highly recommend Aweber. You can use it up to 500 people for free. And if you want to know more about it, I guess I could put that in the thing. You can just go to familyebiz.com/Aweber, AWEBER. Another service provider are schedulers. You need some way to keep track of your meetings, your events, your calendars, especially with other people. You need a hosting site. You may eventually need a virtual assistant, which we call a VA. So that would be something you might need for support. Next, we need accountability partners. Now, I've been part of some different accountability pods, and they have been awesome because they cheer you on, they remind you of deadlines, they ask probing questions that I might have missed. And they are an enormous sense of inspiration. But the best thing was, last fall, I was in one that we met on Tuesday mornings. Everyone was creating a new course. And what we did there was, I knew I better have my work done because I was going to tell those people whether I got it done. Same thing in January and February and December, I think we all met. We were all launching a course in January or February, and we met on Wednesday afternoons. And there were like, one of them is only 3 or 4. The second one, there are about 8 or 10 of us. And we would just get on, and it helped me stay so focused to be ready to launch Raising Leaders, Not Followers in January, just by having that accountability pod. Katie is someone that I've worked with as well. And she says, you know, as far as working together and staying accountable, she just had told me that she goes, Carrie, you've done a phenomenal job with this event. And it is truly a joy working with you on this project. She says she loves my heart and passion. You're a real treasure. And then finally, yourself. Yes, you can be support, but you have to be ruthlessly honest. You need to listen to yourself and catch those times you're making excuses. They really aren't reasons. We pretty much always have excuses. Catch yourself doing that. And then negativity, you know, when that imposter syndrome catches in, or you're starting to get negative about something happening online. I could have gone down that trail yesterday. I had so many technical issues. The web page I needed done by 12 o'clock crashed Monday night, and they still are having problems. The tech team is still working on it. But I did not get negative. I had another way to take care of that problem. So we need to get rid of the negative talk. And so sometimes we just need to catch ourselves as well with what's going on. So you need a clear, strong reason born out of passion, a well-researched idea that stands out, an active support network, and a sound structural foundation. Let's go back here real quickly. Out of those support networks, leave something in the comment and tell me which one of these might be the most helpful to you right now where you are in your business. Coach, peer group, mentor, income source, service providers, accountability partners, or yourselves. Leave something there. I would like to hear what that you have to say. All right, number 4, sound structural foundation. You know, when I was working on this, I thought of the Bible story of the house built on the rock stands firm and the house built on the sand washes away. Well, we can take that same story and apply it to business. And Rose says accountability for sure. And Stephanie says myself. That is awesome as far as support groups. All right. So let's talk about how can we be sure that your business is firm? And when something bad happens or you have a rough time, it just doesn't destroy it and crumble away. we need to make sure we have the essentials. There are 2 pages here. I'm going to go very quickly to the first page because a lot of this is just things that you probably already know. It's just things that need to be taken care of. And thank you, Lori, for writing accountability as well. So, okay. The government requirements, you got to figure out whatever's true in your state and all, wherever you live. A solid business plan, a researching to make sure this is viable, the capital, be able to get started and grow. You need some kind of income support. But here's the kicker. The 2 things on this page that I think are essential are follow through and taking action daily and consistently. It is more important that you take small steps every day than one huge step once a month. Because small steps, if you do a little bit every day, even 30 minutes a day, it will be like a snowball that you're rolling across the yard, and it will eventually have a big impact. And that's what we want. So what are some ways that we can follow through and take action? What kinds of things do you need to be able to do that? Here are some things that I would encourage you. First, self-discipline, the ability to sacrifice and stick to your plan. This is sometimes hard when you're working on your own, but that's what it takes. Commitment to taking action, to keeping on when the going gets tough, to find ways past obstacles like my web page crash on Monday night, to keep the goal in sight and heading straight for it. Now, this is something, Sarah's in my mastermind, and she told me this. She said she had someone tell her, write on a little index card what your goal is for the next 6 months and put it on your laptop. She said, every time I have to make a decision about whether I need to do this or that, I look at the goal, and that helps me. For instance, she wanted to increase her income by something. Well, she knew social media was not increasing her income. And so she just, every time an opportunity came up with that, she didn't do it. She kept focusing on the things that would bring her income. Foreknowledge. Most people don't become a success overnight, but once you start taking action, it can snowball, like I said. Determination. This is getting past the blocks such as fear, perfectionism, imposter syndrome, so that you can start seeing evidence of success. You've got to pull the trigger. And that's what a lot of us don't always do. Sometimes we plan this business for 2 years and never do it because we're just a little afraid, and we need to get past that. You need a clear grasp of your strengths and weaknesses and how you can overcome some of those weaknesses. You need alternatives. If you've got kids at home, little kids, and they get sick, what are you going to do when they're sick all week and you're trying to work at the same time? Or maybe you've hired a babysitter and she gets sick. Another thing is protocols. We need to anticipate situations. What are we going to do if this happens or that happens? Having some ideas in place will help you. For me, when this web page did not come up, I had an alternative. It wasn't necessarily a protocol, but I had another way I could get that web page up. And I did, although I'm still trying to get it up on the right place. The tech team, who knows what's wrong with it. So out of these structural foundations, if you had to pick one of those that you were really going to focus on, which one would you choose? And leave it in the chat. I'd like to know that as well. Christine has had this to say. We worked together, and she told me that, you know, Carrie, even when things don't go well, when things slip through the cracks, the difference between, she was telling me, the difference between you and everyone else is you are 100% available and open to helping the people work through the issue that has happened. And I really thanked her for that, because I really want to journey with people that I'm working with as well. So anyway, taking action. Yay, Stephanie. Stephanie, I would like to give you a 2-step system. So send me your email as well. And Lori said accountability. Oh, no, that was the other one. Oh, both of them, accountability as well. That sounds great. Now let's get down to some practical things. We've got clear, strong reason born out of passion, a well-researched idea that stands out, an active support network, a sound structural foundation, and number 5, a marketing plan that rocks. Now let's get down to some of these. That last one, number 4, is very practical. You've got to have those things in place. But this one really comes down to trying to connect all the dots. There are so many moving pieces when you go online. So let's talk about how we can do this. I think the first thing you need to do is create something called a lead magnet. Well, this is not the first thing. We've already researched the idea. We've already made an assumption that your business idea is viable, that you have a paying market, all those things we've already talked about. Okay, now it's time to produce and publish. So let's talk about this. A lead magnet is a freebie, something you give for free to attract new readers. You need to find out what your readers' problem is and how can you solve it, and you can create a lead magnet for that. That is so important. You don't even have to have a web page to be able to do this. When you go to Aweber, and that's familyebiz.com/Aweber, you get there and they can show you the free stuff and everything. They give you landing pages. So you can sign up for Aweber. You can make a web page in Aweber that you can share, and people can come and sign up for your lead magnet. Your lead magnet can be a PDF that's sitting on Google Drive. And so all you do is you give it to them in Aweber with whatever the URL is from your Google Drive. Isn't that cool? You don't even have to have your website made. All right. Next, we need to drive traffic. You can drive traffic, and I have driven traffic to my lead magnets on Aweber. Yes, I offer some of mine. They're not on my website. They are in Aweber. And I have there's several reasons for doing that. But driving traffic to my site. So how do we drive traffic to our site? I know some of you, as I looked at the responses when people signed up, was getting leads. This is how we can work on this, is driving traffic to our site by getting the right leads. I would encourage you, one thing is search engine optimization. You can actually, with the Aweber page, you can use the right keywords and use it so that you can send people there. You can drive traffic by sharing it if it's free, you know, in different groups. You need to look at the rules for the different Facebook, social media groups, whatever. You can share it on Pinterest. Pinterest is just like a search engine. It is run by keywords. And so you can study what keywords are and use it for both Google and Pinterest. You would need to have a good image as well. And so you can use canva.com, free to use, and create your own images as well. And you can put them on your page, your landing page. But you need to drive traffic to your site. And you don't have to do it paid. You can do it free. So you can SEO, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram stories, Instagram reels, things like that. If you're in a business niche, you can use LinkedIn, but you can go to those places and drive traffic to your lead magnet. Now, once they pick up your lead magnet, the next step, we're trying to connect the dots, is you need an email system, and Aweber provides that. So you want to have some follow-up emails that are set up automatically, sent out to build relationships with your new visitors, your new readers. So that first email is going to deliver, you write an email, thank you for getting this. Here's the link, click here. And they click on the Google Drive PDF that you've already created. And there it is. And they can get that as well. Then you want to build some relationships with them. And so you still want to give them some good content. And then we need to eventually get a website that's working for us as well. A lot of people start at the website. I think it's more important to start here. Oh, where's my thing? These first three are super important because you'll build an email list, and when you're ready to sell something, you'll have some raving fans. So we want a website that will sell for you. And oh, let me back up. I meant to tell you this story about Faye. She sent me an email saying, and the reason I share this is some people are like, I don't know about sending a bunch of emails. She said, I just want to let you know the level of repetition and incentive in your emails, Carrie, worked. It made me have a sense of name and brand recognition and an emotional affiliation with you. She said she wanted me to know that when she finally made up her mind to buy this bundle, and she saw the bundle from someone else's email, she actually went back and clicked on my email because she wanted to make sure that I got the credit because I was the one that was educating her about that. Emails work. All right, a website that's working for you. The other thing I want to tell you is we've taught teens how to build websites. Joshua is one of those. He was 13 years old at the time. And he said, I've learned so much about making websites. The step-by-step instructions are just a great way to help me make my website. And I was surprised how inexpensively I could make a website. He also said it was fun learning all the different tools. So then finally, a product to sell. Yes, we need to make money. So in that email system, you give some good content and then you send them eventually to your website where your product is to make money. Now, isn't it exciting when you finally see how this all comes together? If so, leave a yes in the chat, because this is my marketing plan. This system right here is what has allowed me to go online. It all works together. You've got to have a freebie to get your new people. We drive traffic to that freebie once we create it. Then I build relationships by sending emails to them. I have a website. Well, this one page doesn't work, but all the other pages do. My website is working for me. And so now I can sell products from that as well. So now what do we do moving forward? Oh, there they are, forgot. Strong reason, born out of passion, well-researched idea that stands out, active support network, sound structural foundations, marketing plan that rocks. Let's go back here. If you, on that marketing plan, leave me something in the chat that tells me which one you think would be the most helpful for you right now. And Rose says the tech part intimidates me. This is so true. And that's one reason we use videos to try to help our students so that they can just go step by step as well. And if it's not me making a video, I know someone else that has a video that will work just as well. But out of these 5 things, which one would be the most helpful to you to get started right now? Okay, moving forward, what is your passion? Your business should energize and inspire you. Do you have persistence? You need to make a commitment to giving your business a fair chance. Be willing to be honest with you. And as Rose has said several times, be accountable. And we will make mistakes. Everyone does. But failure is a success if we learn from it. I mean, I've had people, I will tell you, a year ago, I was invited to speak at a conference. I had 4 sessions. It's the only time on Saturday afternoon, my session had 0 people. I learned some lessons from that. 0 people, can you believe? And it's a session that I've had other people come to as well. Some of them have been very full. So I don't know what happened, but anyway, failure is a success if we learn from it. And then lastly, we need to celebrate our successes. Celebrate them. That's what we need to do. So at this point, I have a question for you. Would you like me to help you gain confidence and freedom to get started or get to the next level in your business? You can try to get, you have 2 options. You can try to get started or get to the next level on your own, but you run the risk of being in the same place this time next year with a big open loop and no plan to start making the money you dreamed of. Or you can 100% commit to focusing on growing your business with a proven plan. If you're ready to get unstuck, choose the right activities in the right order with complete confidence in your business efforts, I would invite you to join me inside of Boost, Tools to Boost You to the Next Level. It is a unique online business course that will show you exactly what you need to go from that overwhelmed, confused, unsure state to feeling confident as you move forward, making money online. I will tell you, I put out products, and some of the reasons I've shared the stories is to give you trust in what I do. I journey with my students. I've had some mastermind members recently say, oh, I bought that person's thing, but once I bought it, I never saw them again. That is not me. I work with my students and we walk and journey together with whatever it is that you need help with. I don't want to give false hope. And that is one thing I talked to founding members, and they said that is something they feel like they buy things and then they've been given false hope because it doesn't really work. I'm sharing things that truly work for me as well. So what is Boost all about? Let me go quickly through the 3 modules. Boost from a solid foundation. We need to have a strong foundation so your business doesn't fall apart. And we want to crush your confusion, and overwhelmed. So you have this foundation to grow your business each and every day. Clarity and a path to walk on. We want to help you basically get on the fast track to being intentional. And I tell you, don't skip this section. You'll be sorry later. And when I have, you'll come back to this section and what you do and the work you do through the rest of the course. This is going to help you assess, is your business idea viable? Choosing your name, your URL, hosting company, all that kind of stuff. But we also want to research our best customer, and we want to dig deeper to be sure that your business can really stand out. Module 2, boost your followers and customers. You need to come from a place of service because your people are going to buy if they know, like, and trust you when you have a thriving business. You want to map out a plan to move your visitors from reading and signing up with you to eventually buying with you. So we are going to spend time talking about ways to drive traffic to your site, how to choose and create that freebie so that it will drive sales eventually, how to set up those emails that are automatically sent and which emails to send and what order, and some easy strategies to build relationships with your followers. Module 3, boost your website and your products. Let's face it, we do need some web pages to be able to sell our products, but you know, what software do we install? What plugins do we use? What shopping cart do we use? How do we connect all the dots from the web pages to the email service provider, to the lead magnet, to the shopping cart, and all the other web pages? Whew, that's confusing. Well, I've got some systems for you to be able to simplify all of that. So I want to share some proven methods that we have used to get all the moving pieces talking to each other so you start making sales. And we are going to help you connect the dots through all of those different pieces. And then have a bonus module, boost your marketing and your list. You're going to dig back into your online toolkit to create a marketing plan that rocks. Want to jump out of that confusion swing and find the tools of marketing that serve and sell at the same time so that you can consistently grow, so that you can put your business on automatic, and you can use some low cost, really free strategies to drive traffic. We'll come back to traffic and growing your list at this time. We also have a couple implementation weeks. So we'll work on 1 and 2, and then we've got an implementation week that gives you time to really solidify modules 1 and 2. Then we are going to do modules 3 and the bonus module and have a final implementation week as well. Oh. Excuse me. If you mastered these skills, where would your business be a year from now? Let me know. If you could get all of those in place, where would your business be a year from now? Leave something in the chat and let me know. Now, I do have some bonuses. I mentioned this earlier, brainstorm your business idea. It's an ebook. You can evaluate or reevaluate your business. We want to make sure there's a paying market and it's a valid business idea. We also have Boost. This to me is worth the whole cost of the course, but 3 flow charts. If you're getting started, we're going to get you on the right path with the right foundation and show you step by step what to do. Part-time, quit wasting your time on the wrong activities. Know the order you need to do this, and you're going to, so that you can start making money month after month. That's a tongue twister. And then full-time, when you're ready to scale your business and put it on autopilot, enjoy the freedom that you deserve. So we've got these 3. And then at each stage of the way, we will have links to a better, to places that you can, like software and services, so that you know exactly the best places to get help with each of those areas. And Stephanie said that a year from now, she would be in a much better place. I agree. I will tell you, once I put this stuff into place, I was in a much better place. Now, I do have a guarantee. I offer a money-back guarantee, but only for serious action takers. You need to show that you gave the course a try before requesting a refund. And I do this because I'm not looking for tire kickers. I want true go-getting entrepreneurs that want to dive in and get results quickly. I truly believe you could start making money this summer if you follow this system. It depends if you actually do the work. And if you do the work for the first 14 days and you have not seen the results or you're not satisfied, then we will refund your money. That means you can't lose no matter what. So Boost is a course. We've got the course that's $97. The bonus gives $56.95. It is $153.95, but I have some special things. When I interviewed our founding members who bought this back in April, accountability, and I think several of you have mentioned accountability. What I want to do is every week we want to have a group accountability call with me. One of the things they said was, and some of them were my mastermind members, talk it out has really helped me. So once a week we will get on an accountability call, talk about your homework, what you had to get done, and talk through where you're stuck so you can move to the next week. I think this is huge. It will really be 6 weeks because I added those 2 implementation weeks since I made these slides. Another special bonus, 7 steps to being motivated and staying focused. That's like get away from those shiny objects. And when it gets tough, how do we stay motivated? This is a video training and some PDF printables to go with it. And another training, overcoming imposter syndrome, gain the confidence to get to the next level or just get started. This is another video training with some practical strategies and with a printable to go with this as well. And today, if you end up investing today, I'm going to add this business planner. I'm not going to read all those, but there's pages for all of this. This is something that you could use to track your income expenses as well, because there are pages there. And you're probably saying, okay, Carrie, with all those bonuses, this is going to cost a fortune. And truthfully, I could charge $403.95. It's that good. But I know my work at home moms and dads, and although you are incredibly serious about making money and you want to gain the confidence in the process, the price point is just not realistic for you right now. So I've decided to cut this price by 76%, and it will be $54 for 2 payments or $97 for 1 payment. And you can go get it at familyebiz.com/boost. I want to make this affordable to you. I want you to be able to enroll today, jump in and get started. So that's at familyebiz.com. Now I do have a couple extra little special things. One, if you pay in full, I'm going to give you a course that I sell in my store for $97. So you're buying one for $97, you get another one. Make money on repeat. This is all about getting your funnel ready. It's a little advanced, but it's putting things on automation. So it'd be something that if you're just getting started, you could use this maybe at the end of this year to really move forward. If you're already online, this is something you might be able to use alongside Boost. Now, I am also offering some private coaching. I said accountability is something my mastermind people say is so important, and our founding members said the same thing. So I'm going to offer 2 20-minute coaching calls. And these, I normally charge $100 an hour. These will be $50 that it is available on the checkout page if you want to add that on. But this is a chance at the beginning of the course to get on a call with me and get advice and feedback of what's holding you back. And we can talk about what's the most important thing for you to do in this course. And then after the course, we'll get on another one so we can basically jumpstart you forward as well. So Richie's one of my, she did a coaching call with me and she just said, I just love all the nuggets of wisdom that you give, Carrie. You helped me take an admittedly outrageous content creation goal. I think she wanted to write like 20 or 30 blog posts a month. It was wild. But you helped me break it down into doable bites. You helped me in so many areas, and I absolutely feel so much more confident after my call with you. And I'm going to tell anyone I know that it's important to take you up when you offer coaching calls as well. All right. And then the last one, anyone that does invest during this class today, I'll throw another $97 course, and it's our side hustle income plan. How do we plan a business that you love instead of dread? How do we do it on a sturdy foundation? And this is just one that just digs a little deeper. I think there's a video in here, but I don't know how many videos there are for my classes that I am offering in Boost. Each one of those 4 modules has videos, 1, 2, or 3 videos that will be 4 to 6 minutes, and they will each have some workbook pages as well to help you implement and plan out and do the things that you need to do to get started. So this is the whole course. If you want to invest now, familyebiz.com/boost. Also, I need to say, if you have questions about that, leave it here because we are going to do Q&A as well. Now, I'm not exactly why you showed up today, but I bet I can guess. Maybe you feel stressed out, pulled in so many directions. You need to simplify your life and your business. Or maybe you're confused about what to do next. You're ready to pull out your hair, that long to-do list. Where in the world do you start? Or maybe you just have to make this work because your husband lost his job, or he's no longer able to work, or you're a single parent now and you need to provide for your kids, and you want the freedom to be able to work at home with them. I want you to remember why you showed up today. By now, can't even talk. By now, I know you can see how Boost will help you bust through all the sticking points that have stopped you from pulling the trigger in the past. Your fear of failing because you're unsure if it'll really work. But if you still haven't signed up for Boost, maybe you have some doubts. You think, oh, I can create my own plan. I hear you. That's where I was. And that's what I ended up doing. But it took me some years to do that. You know, back in the heyday, back in 06, 07, 08, I was really figuring it all out. When I lost my income and I went from a hobby business to full time, I had to start over in certain areas. And I did spend 10 and 12-hour days sometimes. I want you to rest assured that the steps we offer in Boost will give you the process to quit being stuck, answering your questions along the way. Or maybe you're thinking, I can't spend the money. I understand, because there's so much uncertainty in our world today. But think about it. If you implement these processes and you can make $100 this summer, you've paid for the course. And then after that, you can start to make profit as well. And if money's tight, we do have a 2-payment plan. And then one time I had a student say, well, I don't want to buy or print out a lot of papers and not use them. And that makes sense. That's a valid concern, but I've trimmed down this course to its essentials. You'll receive everything you need to boost to the next level without a bunch of fluff. But I want to give you true hope and trustworthiness as well. So if you have questions, leave them in the chat and we're going to go over those right now. If I purchase this, Rose asked, if I purchase this, can I begin using it at a later date or any date? That's a really good question. You have lifetime access to it. And you never know, sometimes I'm adding things to my courses later on, but you will get the course. It starts next week on May 10th. And then every week on that Monday, you will get the next module. So you've got a whole week to work on a module. And then we have a second module, then implementation 1 week, and then repeat the same thing. So you can work on it then, or you can work on it later if you want to. You'll have access to it forever. Now, the accountability calls are set during the time period starting the week of May 10th, and then they will go for 6 weeks, 1 week at a time. That's a great question. If anyone else has more questions, leave them in the chat and I'm happy to answer them. I do know that there are some questions that I get on a regular basis. And one of them that I didn't answer as I was telling you about this is, how long will it take to get through this program? Well, I can tell you, you're probably feeling stressed and overwhelmed and just not sure if you can do this. Let me reassure you that Boost is very doable. If you can block off 3 to 5 hours each week, that's like, even if you just did 30 minutes a day, that would be 3 hours a week. Or if you block off an hour a day, you will be able to complete each module. And then we've got those 2 implementation weeks that you can either work harder on the things you've just learned, or you can do some catch up. So that is how I personally think you can get this done in the time period we provided. If you need more time, you can take more time as well. Another question is, how do I know if I'm right for your program? I think that's really good. Now, if you're advanced and you're making a full-time income, this program is not for you. I will just tell you. But let me say who it is for. One, if you are stuck and you're just making a trickle of money, then something's wrong. And we need to go back and see if you have a firm foundation. If you've answered those questions, and we'll talk about those in the accountability calls, but we need to make sure that you're working in the right business and that you understand your customer, or you maybe need to redo your marketing message. There's some things in there that we need to maybe go back and redo. So if you're stuck and you're not making the money you have dreamed of, that's who this is for. If you're just getting started, this is especially for you because you can start on the right foot. You can go down the right path, doing the right activities in the right order. And I just think that is so important. So that's what we do. Let me see what my other questions are. I've already talked about lifetime access and accountability. Do I have to buy now? That's another question, and I forgot to mention this. If you're interested in this, you have until next Monday, May 9th, to invest in this course. We will close it at that time. And the reason I do this is this, so that the people that sign up, I work with them very intentionally for the next 6 weeks. And if people are coming in and out, they're all at different levels. And I want to make sure I give you what you need to truly be successful. I want to see a transformation in you. I want you to start making money. I want you to start growing your email list. I want you to have a product. And we are going to talk about, I'm not going to show you how to make your own product and everything, but we will talk about products, and we'll probably talk about affiliate products as well. So, I forgot what I was talking about. Do I have to buy now? So yes, you don't have to buy today. If you need some time to think about it, I completely understand. But next Monday at midnight, the doors will close. If you do buy today, I will tell you there may be some more surprises along the way. If you buy today, you will get all the surprises that we have over the next week. Maybe if you wait till Monday, you would miss like today's surprise that we have, today's bonus. What kind of businesses utilize your course? I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but let me, Rose, I can explain a little more if I'm not answering your question. This is more for online courses. It could be used for some a bricks and mortar store. What I mean is like a real, where you have physical products. You could actually use this to ship physical products as well, because you still need to drive traffic. You need, I would say, even when you have physical products, like my son, he works for a store, Slow Yourself Down, that has, you know, t-shirts and cutting boards and mugs and all sorts of stuff. They still offer something for free, you know, so they use that lead magnet. They still need an email system. They know who their ideal customer is. They have a firm foundation in their business. So I would say definitely anyone that wants to sell information online, that's what I do. So I will refer to that, like my homeschool business. But if you are going to sell some real products, you still need a firm foundation. You need to know who your market is. You need to know how to reach them. You need to drive traffic. You need to build an email list and be able to build a relationship so that you can sell them different things. If I'm not answering that question, Rose, please ask another question. Will I be able to ask you questions if I get stuck? I will be available in the private group. I didn't really put this as a bonus, but I did make a Facebook group. I haven't even opened it up to the founding members, but I made a Facebook group. And right now I think that we'll either meet there or on Zoom for our accountability calls. I think we need a place that's safe, that you can talk to. I will be available every week for those accountability calls. If I haven't gotten to a question in the group, I will try to answer them on those accountability calls, but I will try to be bouncing in and out as well. So yes, you will have some access to me. The best place to do that will be in our private group is here. I'm here to help you. I want you to use this to build a business that will actually make you money. I know it works because it's worked for me. And if I can do it, and I don't know all the technical issues, anyone can do it. Now, I've been telling you a story about my website problems. So I will tell you this. The page that I had created, oh, I loved it. I thought it looked so good. Crashed Monday night, that where you could go buy Boost. And they're still having problems trying to do it. It's on a different, I don't own, it's on Teachable basically. So the only place I could host it was on my homeschool. So it's in our homeschool business section of my homeschool website. And so that's where you'll see when you land there. And so that's how I had an alternative. I had a little bit of protocol that I could take care of it. All right, any other questions? Finally, I will just remind you that we do have a refund policy, all right? I'm 100% committed to Boost, tools to take you, to boost you to the next level. I want to watch you grow your business and do it in a way that works for you. So if you're committed to putting in the time to do this and implementing and going through the process of working through the exercises and watching the videos, I truly believe that you are going to succeed in growing your business and getting a business that's actually making you money. But if you get to the point that you can show me that you've gone through modules 1 and 2 and completed the work, and you still don't feel that you have what it takes to be able to grow a business, then I would insist that you reach out to me within 14 days of the course start date, and I'll give you 100% of your investment back. So, any other questions before I close off? I'm seeing some direct messages. Let's see what we've got. So yes, you're talking about writing books, and you could sell, I mean, this would work great in the writing books, whether they're ebooks or they're print books. I sell print books as well. I have copies of my ebooks in print. And so you could still use this. Definitely to blog or YouTube. I'm not going to show you how to do YouTube. Make sure I'm upfront with that. I am going to show you how you could start a business that you could use YouTube to drive traffic to your websites to where you could sell. So yes, a blog definitely, because you're all on WordPress. YouTube would be a tool I think that you could use to drive traffic. You can offer your freebie in YouTube. You can sell your product in YouTube as well. I'm actually coming out, I think in June, I'm not positive, but the course that will be in a bundle. I was looking at it this morning. How to create a YouTube monthly marketing plan. And so that would be something completely different. But YouTube is really good and really important, I think, as well. I just lost, you just saw that. Okay. I think I got all the questions. If I didn't, please leave me a message, a chat, or you can also send me an email. And you'll be getting more emails from me. Remember that today's special is the business planner, and that business planner will help you get organized and stay focused. And if you invest in Boost today, you will see that tomorrow in your members area. If you bought on the webinar, I will be sending you the side hustle. And if you pay in full, we will be giving you Make Money on Repeat. So, but you have 2 ways to buy this. You can pay $54 with 2 monthly payments, or you can pay $97, pay it all in one lump sum. All right. Thank you for spending time with me. I am Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. Y'all have a great day. I forgot.